it's tough out there on the campaign trail for the presidential candidates. We know that. And their campaign workers. We feel that. But what if the candidate is one of your parents? What is it like to stump for mom or dad and see those, maybe the results come in and not be so great? Fox News correspondent Abby Huntsman knows that. She's the daughter of former presidential candidate and Governor John Huntsman. Also, a marketing executive, John Dukakis, is the son of Democratic presidential candidate Michael Dukakis, who was governor of Massachusetts. And author and syndicated columnist, we know her quite well, Jackie Gingrich Cushman, is the daughter of former GOP presidential candidate last time around, Newt Gingrich. So all of you can relate to what not only what the Trumps feel, which is elation, but sometimes what the others feel, maybe as Governor Bush, maybe call it Fiorina's kids. Abby, start with you.
It's funny, even sitting here with you two, it's like there's this initial bond that you feel with other people that have been through this with your family, because they're emotions that very few people go through. Yesterday in New Hampshire brought back so many memories of 4 years ago, because I was on the trail with my own dad. And look, there's so many good memories. I mean, I loved New Hampshire. I loved getting to the people there, learning how a democracy works. But it's interesting, now I'm on the media side of things, and we spend so much time talking about the poll numbers and critiquing, you know, every little thing about the candidate. And as a child, your parent is always that perfect person in your eyes, right? They're your hero. And so you see them in these moments where you want to protect them and you want to get upset with everyone that's putting them down, and you can't do that.
Right. And Jackie, not only that, you feel the personal barbs, and then the numbers come in and they're not great.
Right.
Do you remember when that happened?
Well, absolutely. We had both good states and bad states. And I can remember being in South Carolina and winning in South Carolina, and that was obviously an incredible experience. But for me, I think a lot of the fun was being out there with my family. My husband Jimmy went with me a lot. My sister Kathy and I traveled all the time, and we loved being together.
And your cute kids.
And my cute kids, so Maggie and Robert. So it's a little different perspective, but it's both exhilarating and it's exhausting.
What do you remember about it, John?
Mine was longer ago, so I was a little more youthful at the time, but I remember it being incredibly exhilarating and challenging and exhausting. Exhaustion is kind of the thing you always feel, but you have to keep going, and you've got adrenaline on your side.
Absolutely. And I saw when that movie came out about Mitt Romney and his family behind the scenes was released, and I thought, wow, you saw the brothers and the sons and everybody kick in and feel it when Mitt lost and came short. But in the big picture, you also had successes, too. Your dad was a successful governor, so you're used to him winning, right?
He was, and that was probably one of the hardest things. And probably the hardest for him as well is, you know, you go from being governor and then being ambassador and think, you know, I believe in what I'm saying in my message, and we're out there all competing because we believe so much in our dad. And you're thinking, well, why is not everyone on board with this? Why is not everyone voting for our dad? So that is the hard part, but that's part of politics. You got to know going into it, there's a chance that you're not going to win. I remember hanging out with Jackie on the trail. People don't realize this, but families are friends. You know, they go against each other in debates and on policy and messaging and all that. But at the end of the day, you bond over doing it together.
And it's a lot of fun. I mean, the time you spend with it is fun. The time you spend together, the memories I have with my sister, especially because we would travel together. And our goal, when everything was said and done, is that we felt like we'd done everything we could for his campaign, that we put everything on the table, and we knew that whatever happened was fine.
And real quick, when you know it was over, when your dad loses, when your dad's lose,
the worst part.
Tell me about that.
It's pretty awful. It's just, you know, we knew going into it that it was very unlikely that my dad was going to win that election, but you have to buck yourself up. And then when you finally realize, in our case, that afternoon, that it is not going to go well, it's tough. It's like a death of some kind.
But it's part of the American process, and that's why I love campaigns. It's part of why we're a great nation, and I love being involved. I mean, we've lost and won, so, you know, part of the process.
That is a very political thing to say. Abby, Jackie, and John, thanks so much.
Thanks.
Great perspective. We got to do this again.